Hey, it's Casey from Endear, and recently we've had a bunch of people in our community reaching out and asking about different ways that they could drive more foot traffic to their stores using Endear. So in this video, I'm going to talk through three of my favorite workflows to set up with brands that do exactly that. I'm going to start by jumping into our customers area here. Now, I'm going to close these two menus because really we're going to focus on these three audiences across the top. First, let's jump into lapsing big spenders. I love this audience because of two important reasons. One, these people have shopped at your store before. They're familiar with your store already. They've spent a lot of money in that purchase or throughout their lifetime with the brand. And it's been a certain amount of time since they've last been in the store. So it's really likely that they are ready to shop again and maybe just need that bump or that reminder. Now, you could set these numbers to be whatever makes the most sense for your brand. I would recommend looking at your average order frequency when it comes to setting your last order date number, and then looking at your average order value and sort of putting a multiple on that to come up with what you want your total sales number to be here. You really just want to make it worth your while to reach out to these customers, right? The last filter I've added is last message date being more than 30 days ago. So that also tells me that these people aren't consistently being reached out to and just choosing not to come in. They might just need that extra bump. Jumping back to our audiences. And now let's jump into our second audience here. This is one of my personal favorites, online only shoppers in your area. Now, when we look at the filters placed on this audience, we're looking at customers that are within 10 miles of Soho. I'm in my Soho store here, so this applies to me in this scenario. Really what we're doing is we're just placing a circle around that store's address, and any customer addresses that are within that circle are what we're capturing here. You can, again, change this based on the store. I know some stores that might be in the West, some like Colorado, Texas, you might want to do a bigger radius than, say, a store in New York City. The other two filters here are just we're making sure they've shopped online with us before and they have never shopped in store. They've never purchased at a POS location. You could get even more specific here if this list is huge for your brand. You could narrow this down by total amount that somebody has purchased, maybe number of times that they've ordered in the past. And my suggestion for when you're reaching out to this audience is really just to let them know that there's a store right there in their area, especially if they've done a good amount of shopping with your brand, but have never been to a store. It's likely they might not know that that store is right there in their backyard. So would definitely reach out with some sort of message like that. And the last audience we will look at is our unassigned VIPs. Now, this list can be made a couple of different ways. My team here in this scenario, we tag our local VIPs with Soho VIP. You could make this list with total number of orders, with total spend. Really defining your VIP criteria can be done right within the filters of Endear that you have here. What my team likes to do is sort of call that out and actually add a manual tag that says these people are VIPs. What we can then do is use that tag and combine it with a filter like assigned user being unknown. So now you might be like, why would a VIP not be in someone's client book? What happens through time with turnover at different stores is people might be VIPs and just not be getting reached out to because someone's left the store, someone's not doing a great job clienteling. Any of those number of reasons could be why you have VIPs that are just sitting in here dormant. So this is a really great list to reach out to. Again, added that last message date is more than 30 days ago filter, just again to make sure that this person isn't already getting hit with messaging and not choosing to come into the store. They could just need that extra bump to bring them across the finish line and get them into the store. So those are my three favorite audiences to drive foot traffic to your store. If you have any other questions, comments, if you have any audiences of your own, please comment down below wherever you're seeing this video at. Also, if you're curious about best ways to reach out to these customers, would love to connect. Feel free to send me a DM, and I would be happy to sort of chat through and brainstorm some of the different ways I've seen brands actually attack reaching out to each one of these segments. Thanks for watching and have a good one.